Just a moment, but we want to talk about a landmark case against two tech titans that could have major implications for social media and pending lawsuits. Attorneys for the plaintiffs in this historic first trial arguing Meta and YouTube created platforms that are addictive and harm their clients' mental health. Brian Abel reports on the stakes of that trial and how the tech companies are pushing back. Brian.
Nick, I do want to read part of the opening statement for you. This case is about two of the richest corporations who have engineered addiction in children's brains, said a lawyer of the now 20-year-old who brought this case against both Meta and YouTube, while the tech giants, they have long denied that their platforms harm young users.
A historic trial and a first major test of whether social media companies can be held accountable for claims that their platforms harm the mental health of young users.
Psychologists have said consistently for decades that the younger a child is, the more vulnerable they are to any stressor.
The case centers around now 20-year-old Kaylee, who accuses Meta and YouTube of intentionally developing addictive platforms that cause her anxiety, body dysmorphia, and suicidal thoughts after she started using the platforms in early childhood. Her lawyer saying app features such as endless scrolling and the like button create instant dopamine hits that can lead to addiction, describing the swipe motion as the equivalent of a handle of a slot machine, saying every time she swipes, it's not for money, but for mental stimulation. YouTube and Meta have both denied the allegations in the lawsuit. Meta's attorney argued in opening statements that a difficult childhood, including reports she made to therapists of verbal abuse from her parents and bullying, led to issues, not social media use. For years, parents, health experts, and whistleblowers like Frances Haugen, formerly of Facebook, have called for more accountability and guardrails to protect young users.
For years, these companies have refused to take responsibility for any kind of harm. It makes perfect sense that the playbook would be to blame the victim.
The outcome of this trial could have major impacts, with around 1,500 similar lawsuits pending against social media companies.
And legal experts say that this case will provide a guide for those lawsuits that are still to come. If Kaylee is victorious, it could put the tech giants on the hook for billions of dollars, as well as change the way they operate and also force them to change some of the features that they provide. Nick?
So, Brian, Meta and YouTube are the only two social media companies on trial here, but they were not the only defendants in this lawsuit. What can you tell us about the other platforms named in this lawsuit?
Yeah, Snap and TikTok, they were originally part of this lawsuit as well, though both of those companies chose to settle before trial, so that's why we are only seeing Meta and YouTube right now on trial. But they are, Snap and TikTok, still defendants in other cases that are pending. And that really just goes to show how much is on the line here, because this case could set precedent for all the others to follow.
All right, Brian Abel reporting live for us. Thank you, Brian.